In its continuous effort, earlier yesterday, prominent stakeholders in the country spoke on the ways democracy can be strengthened, taking into account the legacy of former Nigerian head of state, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. Various speakers, including the presidential candidates of the Social Democratic Party, Adewale Adebayo, the All Progressives Current Alliance, Chekwaso Kore, former Edo State Governor Adams Oshomole, lawmaker Shino Pella, spoke to the need to face the issues ahead of the 2023 general elections. And here is more on the story.
At the 2022 annual IBB Legacy Dialogue with the theme Issues in Africa's Democratic Journey, various stakeholders spoke to the need to imbibe the positives from the former head of state's reign. The event, which held in Abuja on Thursday, drew attention to the issues facing the country, including insecurity, leadership, zoning, diversity, amongst others.
IBB left power almost 30 years ago. So why are we still here talking about him? That's what we call legacy. Legacy takes time because things take time to mature. Things take time to make sense. And things make sense to different generations in different ways. But the few things I learned from that is that IBB was a youth when he took over power. And all these wonderful things he has done was done when he was a youth. So it breaks the myth that you have to be very old and tired before you can make sense in politics. It's not true. Whatever virtue he had in power and whatever vices he had in power, the only reason why we can interrogate them is so that we can learn lessons from them.
For constitutional amendment, we have a constitution that can hardly be amended in core areas. As we speak, the National Assembly has tried to amend even the section that allows local governments autonomy. And they have gone to states to obtain minimum of 24 states to concur. As we speak, only 14 have concurred. Local government autonomy, where will the other 10 come from? It may never come, and so that will never pass. Amending Nigeria's constitution today based on the conditions for amendment is equivalent to camel, the biblical camel, passing through the eye of the needle. So the answer, therefore, convoke a national conference, allow them, there will be no-go areas, let Nigerians decide on how to relate with one another. That will unleash the potentialities of all the states in Nigeria and see Nigeria experience exponential growth and expansion.
Nobody teaches you about Nigeria today. Today, history has been taken away from our curriculum in secondary school. It's no longer there. No more vocational studies. No more technical drawing. All the technical schools and colleges are down. These are primary values that we must go and resuscitate. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is the point that I was trying to make concerning that particular issue about our democracy. Many of our political parties are not serious. They are not in this to win. It's a trading, it's a hustle for them. And so then, what makes them better than APC or PDP?
Stakeholders also went into details on the complexities of the Nigerian state as a focal point for other African countries and the coming elections in 2023.
So my view on zoning, I believe it was suitable at the time. Right now, a lot has changed in Nigeria, and we, like they've rightly said, need to capture as many people in the democratic process as possible. Even the parties themselves need to capture as many as they can. Now, bringing zoning into the conversation obviously would exclude some people, and that defeats the whole principle behind democracy.
We must be able to create criteria for all the candidates of all the political parties. The big parties won't like what I'm saying. APCs, PDP, they are failed Nigerians. This is the time for Nigerians to begin to look at the smaller parties that has the right candidate. You must be able to create criteria and make sure that the candidate that you are voting for is not just because the person is popular or not because the person has money, but the person must have been able to show that they have the capacity to provide solutions to problems.
And then on democracy, I've heard views that appear contradictory. We want to zone what? Zone the right to serve. It is your turn to do what? There are some pride, self-interest in all of that. And the one really provocative question I want to make is that people must understand that to be a technocrat doesn't make you competent leader.
Prospective leaders and past leaders have been urged to imbibe the virtues that will push the nation forward and by extension other nations in Africa.